I can't see y'all. I like to be able to see who I'm talking to. I'm going to read y'all some poetry. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. It is written by my husband, who is a genuine introvert. He does not expose himself in any form, but on the written word, he holds nothing back. And so he's not into performing at all. And he's out of town, so I'm taking advantage of the situation.
I want to say fully on it.
But I hope y'all will love him as I do. I don't mean exactly as I do. I mean his poetry as I do. Okay, I'm waking up all my minutes just blabbing up here. All right, the first one, we're talking transitions now, so the first one has to do, he calls it Pegasus. And this comes from a book of poems he calls Volume 1. That's the name of it. That gives you an implication of there will be a Volume 2. I hope. He says those are our poems he wrote about me when we first fell in love. So that was, y'all, by the way, he was my second marriage. And I was scared to get married a second time, and I told him I wasn't going to be married. And again, and then when we finally got to it, I said, well, you know, I married for life the first time, and I couldn't do it. And I'm not going to go there again. I'm not going to promise anybody in my lifetime. But I will marry you for one day. By that time, I had a bit of one-day indoctrination in my system, so some of y'all might know what that means, one day at a time. And so it's been 33 years now, so one day at a time. Okay, y'all. Well, one of the main things I love about him is his sense of humor. Now, this poem is called Pegasus. And it's written about a true story. If any of y'all know Brandon Adcock or Heather Mithoff or Alan Adcock, they were from South Pittsburgh. This is about South Pittsburgh. Chick Ralston was their grandfather, and he was a mailman. And so this is a poem about that. Chick Ralston was delivering the rural route on Saturday when he passed under the highway bridge at Martin Springs. As he left the shadow again for light, a horse came through the roof of his car, feet first, and stood up on the front and back seats. Chick lost the wheel and found a hedgerow, then a cattle fence before he could stop. The horse was dead. Chick walked home and called the state trooper. And somebody got to somewhere with an empty trailer. Myths are invented by those who really see the gods. Oh my gosh. Y'all are so easy to be with. I don't know how long 8 minutes is. So.
We'll let you know.
Okay, thank you. This is kind of fun, and Lynn Harris, whom I just saw again after 10 years in our lives, many lifetimes ago, will appreciate this. This was a poem written about our travels in Spain, and so it's called Near Seville. Bump, bump, the bus moves towards Seville. The hills appear green and gold. The olive trees wait and wait in their shyness. The sun begins to beat the land into submission. Garlic grows beside the road. Tourists from France and Italy listen with us to the murmur of the guide and doze. Their mouths open like laments of lost loves. Now trees full of oranges pass in endless rows to the horizon. The white towns flash like mirages, passing away, passing away. I experienced this one. This was called Father and Son. "You asshole!" he yells, slamming the door and mounting the stairs like he's killing snakes. "I'm not eating tonight." And I, never seeing my wisdom in the moment, agree with his assessment. Some instinct holds to limits for his flaunting of the rules. All is fluster. Later at supper, he eats and socks me on the arm. I am always surprised at this luck. Love annealed by a testing of the wills. Y'all know about transitions of adolescence. We've all been through it, and some of us are helping others get through it. I was a marriage and family therapist, and still am. I'm licensed. But I had to learn about raising families just to manage these blended families we had. I had 3 and he had 1, so. He had the one son, so a lot of energy goes into his poetry about him. His name is Barrett Taylor. Some of you may know Barrett. No, Bruce does. Barrett's a musician. Oh, and he is head of development at Chattanooga Cares, just for those of you who are interested, and he loves it there. This is called To My Son Growing Older. Boy shoots a ball with his foot between falling boys. Striker. And at night lies with legs bleeding into summer sheets. He is playing harder with this pain, leaving the soft shell he carried for me so long. I hold him now differently, 2 awkward men. He's tired of being molded, wants to try his hand at throwing his own future out ahead, a silver skein to follow. I buy the Times to see his picture, grimaced, thighs gnarled in the gold's web. A strong boy lifting into the air his heart for all to see. I know from this that he will leave, uncertain, unsure, expectant, but playing harder with this pain. And I let him go, a frightened flash of silver to dive deep again in strong, sure moves into the open water. How am I doing on time?
About 7 minutes.
Oh, great. I'll read all night long. Is that right?
You've gone about 7 minutes.
Oh, we had longer time limits during the second half. Okay. Oh, now this one was sort of prophetic. I lost my youngest son 18 years ago. And but my husband had written this about him when he was 15. He died at 19. And we used this poem in our celebration of his life. And I had it in the house when all the young people came around to see us and to see Josh. And Josh loved the West. I knew he would never live here. And Josh was a 3-dimensional artist, and he left many gifts for us in pottery and in metal sculpture. So that'll give you a little bit of idea of what's going in here. His sculptures line the stone wall of the porch. They are characters in his own elliptic tongue. A horse with 5 legs, a man with a flower in his derby, an assembly of iron welded into balance, a chain that rises like a snake, a horse that flies, bearings, springs, bolts, and tractor parts in a silt of rust, imagined by him, infused with his energy. I see him now in an old shed at dusk, the arc of blue light in his face, eyes like nova, the sinews of his long arms sweating gold. Only a boy of 15, leaving his mother, who chides him gently to let the sun shine on his chest, who delivers him once again into the world to be caught up and lifted by his own vision. She sees his bronze leaves that fly in the corner of the garden. He sleeps now in a new bed of mountains and sky, their arms around him in dreams of flying. My line, ma'am.
What do y'all think?
Thank you, y'all. I don't know limits. I really don't. I have to have people help me with those. Okay. I hear you laughing, Megan. This I wrote. And the only reason I had the courage to read it to you is because Piston said it was good. So, this is it. And this, to me, it's about a boat, our boat, that we have sold. It was my husband's mistress, actually. So, he really grieved at leaving more than I did. But anyway, be brief, Roses. Okay, so this, to me, though, is symbolic more about, you may hear about the boat, but you can think about your own losses. This is really about loss. The name of this is On Galeni Departing. Now undo the bow line, the spring lines, the mooring lines. Now release the stern line. Shove the dinghy away from the dock. He pushes the boat away with the hook, a catch in the throat and the heart, as Galeni's stern sports the Greek letters of her name, Serenity, easing away with her gentle hum. Dinghy and yellow line in tow to the west, then rounding left right away to the east. The only lady on the water gleaming white in her majestic progress, carrying her mast of a cross, while fluttering her freedom colors of red, white, and blue. The martins chirp and sweep, missing already their favorite perch. The captain never looks back. I hear the water rippling around and under the dock. The gentle sprinkle of rain droplets circles on the smooth lake surface, while the white-gray sky sends soft puffs along the gray-green hills to accompany her. My eyes are fixed on this moving moment. I never let go of what I love. It moves to another room in my heart and continues, one of me, forever. I see her edge the point across from the Goat Island, then ease into the main channel, 65 feet the depth finder reads. Has she stopped? What law is this that something moving at consistent speed passes quickly up close, but seems at a standstill in the distance? Now a white speck along the left side of Half Moon Island, now detached, free of land, background altogether. She sails through water and sky into mists and memory. Thank you, guys.